Let's take you live now to Washington because Ash Carter, the U.S. Defense Secretary, has been talking to a congressional committee there, the U.S. Wishing its Gulf allies would do more to combat ISIL. That's what he's just said. That's the top line of what we're getting out of Washington, D.C. We'll stay with these live pictures and we'll talk to my colleague, Al Jazeera correspondent Rosalind Jordan. Rosalind, put this in place for us. How significant is what we're hearing from Mr. Carter?
Well, the defense secretary said that Saudi Arabia and other members of the GCC have been preoccupied after their initial airstrikes against ISIL targets, notably in Iraq, but also in Syria. They've been preoccupied with the ongoing civil war inside Yemen. And this has been something that the administration has not talked about publicly for some time, but they were not pleased early on when the Saudi-led coalition started putting more energy, including troops, ground troops, as well as air power into the conflict inside Yemen, because they felt that this was basically turning the U.S.-led coalition into a Western coalition, not one that included support from neighbors of Iraq and of Syria. So to have Ash Carter come back out, Peter, and say that the Saudis and other members of the GCC need to refocus their efforts is important. It's also worth pointing out that much of the military hardware which the GCC countries have, they have that equipment because of their relationship with the United States. And so the U.S. is saying you need to bring some of the equipment which we have gone to great lengths to make certain that you could obtain. You need to bring that into a fight that we consider important.
And if you can just flip that around for us and look at it from a slightly different angle, Rosalind. I mean, you know, just a few days ago we had Barack Obama in the Oval Office. There was nothing new as such in what he was saying to the nation, apart from the fact he was standing at the podium. He wasn't sitting behind the desk. And then the week before that, we had Josh Earnest reiterating again, we do more than everyone else and we do as much as we are prepared to do.
Well, Ash Carter, when pressured by the chairman of the Senate Armed Services Committee, John McCain, said, look, we could certainly deploy as many ground troops as we deem necessary to try to go after ISIL, but that would, again, make the situation a U.S.-led war, and that would not redound to the U.S.'s larger national security goals, which includes trying to make certain that the countries in the Middle East don't feel that they are under attack by the United States. This was a lesson that they learned after the war in Iraq, most notably, and the Obama administration has been very clear that it does not want to go down that path again. However, there is considerable political pressure here in Washington to do exactly that. Now, the question is, how long can the Obama administration resist? And then what happens once Barack Obama leaves office in a little more than a year's time? What will his successor do about the ongoing fight against ISIL, which he has said is going to take years, not just a matter of weeks or months?